Welcome back to my channel. I am so excited to sit down and record and chit chat with you guys because it's been a bit. I've actually recorded this video once when I was on vacation. I was sitting outside, it was beautiful weather, and then when I went to kind of edit, I realized that the sound was just pretty bad. There was just a lot going on. The sun was in and out. So I decided I'm gonna re-record it because this is a haul and it's all about like the cosmetic company store and my experience and what I got there. And I wanted you guys to just be able to see the products real well and, you know, hear my thoughts if you're interested. So let's get into it. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Tanya. I'd love for you to subscribe down below if you enjoy just makeup in general, and let's get started. So I want to talk just a little bit about Cosmetic Company store. They usually have brands like Estee Lauder, MAC, Bobbi Brown, Tom Ford, brands like that are heavily discounted, like 50% off, 75% off. And I went to a couple of them just on my trip. We just got back from our vacation. And then I went one in Atlanta and one in Savannah, and they have them kind of all over America, I think. And I was able to grab quite a lot of Tom Ford products. I kind of went in there for their eyeshadow, hoping that I would find something, and I got lucky. And I wanted to show you guys everything that I got and just kind of my thoughts on the company and things like that. What they have there is more of it kind of reminds me a little bit of Nordstrom Rack, where you won't have every size of dress, but you may find one size or one color and not the rest. So I think it's very similar to that, where don't expect to go in there to find all these things or your right colors. It's more of kind of what's available. I've seen some amazing Tom Ford products. They had the shade Illuminate Foundation, which was 50% off, which is one of my favorite foundations. They had Bobbi Brown foundation. They have Tom Ford Eyeshadow Quads. They had Tom Ford the matte foundation, the traceless matte stick, and the regular foundation, and everything was at least 50% off, which is incredible. So just kind of know that you don't know what you're gonna get. You kind of walk in and it depends what they have in stock. So let's get into the products that I picked up. So I personally went there for Tom Ford because I knew they had quite a lot of Tom Ford, but I kind of stopped by the Bobbi Brown and they had this foundation. This is the Bobbi Brown Serum Foundation, and I've been eyeing this for a while. The packaging is absolutely beautiful. This is, I suppose, glass. It looks like a really fancy skincare, but it is a foundation. It is kind of a lighter coverage foundation. I wore it a couple of times. It's quite glowy. This is only me wearing it a couple times, so I'm kind of giving you whatever I remember. It has a radiance to it. It kind of looks like a light to medium coverage. It felt really nice, really moisturizing on the skin. And the shade I found was the color Sand N032. Now, they only had like 6 or 7 shades of this, and I was able to find my color. This is the color I was looking at before, like a year ago, when I wanted to pick up this foundation. This is not a cheap foundation. I think it's $72. It says here, shake well before use. But I got it for, I can't remember. I think 50% off. And I've worn it, like I said, a couple times, and I'm really, really enjoying it. Now that it's sat on my skin a little bit, it seems like it's setting down, so that radiance, that glow is not quite as intense. And it looks a little bit more matte. I'm trying to remember how it was on the skin. I'm going to have to wear it a little bit more, but I remember it having some radiance to it, but it kind of dried down almost velvety on the skin. Anyway, I kind of throw away all the boxes because like I said, I recorded this before and I was like, I don't need the boxes. And I was trying to condense them while traveling. But everything came like really nice, packaged, brand new. It wasn't touched or anything. So that's kind of the only foundation I picked up from there. And then we're going to move on into Tom Ford. I'm going to start with one thing that is not a eyeshadow. And it is this thing right here. This is the Sheer Cheek Duo in 05 Lissom. This is how it looks like. Now, I don't know if this is from last year's like holiday collection. I'm not sure about it. I don't know if this is a permanent item, but I kind of like saw in the back of the Tom Ford like counter or section, they didn't have a swatch, like something that I could swatch. So I kind of opened one and I was like, oh, that looks beautiful. And this is that Baked Gelée Tom Ford product that I really enjoy. So this is not as pigmented as maybe you would think, but it looks really beautiful on the skin. It is right there. And I find it very flattering, beautiful. It has a radiance without having any glitter in it. And I think it's beautiful. I should have worn it today because I'm wearing pink everywhere. Let me add a little bit. I'm going to add just a little bit of this pink right here. And I've been wearing more the nude, and I wore this quite a few times and I really loved it. I'm going to add just a little bit. Yeah. That gave just a little bit of a rosiness to the cheek. I think it's really beautiful. And I've been wearing this, mainly this color, and it's really beautiful. It's more of a nude color. And it gives a nice radiance. Many times I don't feel the need to put a highlighter on top of this. And that one, again, I got it 50% off. So I think it was $40 or something like that. Okay, another product that I was very excited I found is this one right here. This is the Skin Illuminating Powder Duo, and this is in 01. I have the other color. Let me get it. I have the 07 Incandescent, and this has been truly a favorite of mine since I got it about a year and a half ago. And to find the other shade, the lighter shade, again, 50% off, was amazing. This I use definitely that as blush. It's very glowy blush, and then this highlighter is just gorgeous. And this is just more suited for my skin tone. Let me swatch them. So these are the colors. This is the 07 Incandescent, and this is the new one, the 01. And I've been loving this top one right here. It's absolutely stunning. It's what I have on right now, and it's glowy, but it's not too intense. If you can build it up and have it quite intense, and I'm really excited. This, to me, they're kind of two different products. This is more of a blush with a highlighter, and this is just a true highlighter. These, again, are Baked Gelée formula, and they look very, very creamy on the skin. There's no glitter. It doesn't emphasize texture, and this just formula is very, very beautiful on all skin types. And I'm just excited that I was able to find such a sought after color at such a great price. All right, moving on to eyeshadow quads, and I have 5 of them right here. And some of these, I think 3 of them, I got them for $22. That's just insane. They were 75% off, quite a lot of them. And some of these I've been kind of like wanting them for years. Every Sephora sale, I'm like, do I want to spend my money on that? And so I'll just share them with you guys. What I got, I don't own a lot of Tom Ford quads. I think I have, let's see, I have here the Golden Mink Smoky Quartz, which is a new favorite. I also have Honeymoon, which is one of my favorites because it's that wet to dry formula, and you can really have a cream formula out of this one. And then I have the Rose Topaz, which this is like the newer cream formula. So these are the only 4 Tom Ford quads that I own, and I'm super excited to have like 5 more. Now, because these are so expensive, I had a hard time justifying buying them at that full price. It is so much money. I think it's about $90. And yeah, I don't think now that I found this, like Cosmetics Co, I think I would rather wait longer and go get them there for like 50 to 75% off. Paying full price on these are just, ugh, I don't know, probably for reviews I would do that, but that's about it. Okay, let's start with 04 Suspicion. And this is the one that was not 75% off. This was 50% off. And this is, again, that wet to dry formula that I love so much. And this was one that I almost skipped over, but then I looked at those colors and I'm like, I feel like these 3 right here, they're like the bronzy colors that I would wear quite a lot. And even this one, it's pretty. It's a little bit more intense, but these 3 right here are colors that I wear almost daily. So I thought, let me grab this one because I love this formula so much. And I wore this once and it's beautiful. It really is. They're all those shimmery, kind of like the honeymoon one. They have the same formula. This color right here is so beautiful. Oh, and if you wet it, it's just incredible. So this was the first quad I got, and I think it's beautiful. Even though this was not 75% off, only 50% off, I thought it was well worth it. And I think I'm gonna get quite a lot of use out of this one. I was really excited to see the wet to dry formula from Tom Ford because for me personally, that is my favorite. Okay, let's move on to this one right here. This is Seductive Rose, and this was, I think, $22. This is another one I've been eyeing for a while because of these toppers. I personally love these kinds of toppers from Tom Ford. I find them very elegant and just a little bit unique. I'll swatch them right here. I'm also doing inserts in natural light, but I just find these toppers to be elegant. They kind of work on anybody, and honestly, I do a lot of weddings and events, and these kinds of shimmers work so well for events or weddings because they're not too intense, but they're enough to where like the light will kind of catch them and just reflect them, mostly in the evening. I just think they're elegant, they're not too out there, and even just more mature skin can easily wear these. Now I wore this once. I'm losing my voice. And I was slightly disappointed in this color right here. It just seemed a little lackluster, which, sometimes Tom Ford does that intentionally, that like it doesn't give you that much pigment so you can build it up. But this one, I didn't love that color. So even though I love the shimmers on this and this cream color, this one was quite disappointing. I felt like I really had to work hard to build that color up. So yeah, that's my quick review of that one. But the shimmers are absolutely stunning, and honestly, that's why I picked that one up. It's for the shimmers. All right, moving on to Pretty Baby. I didn't even know this existed, and it looked so beautiful. This obviously is this color right here that drew me to this palette, and this formula seems to be a little bit less like hard panty feel than the other ones, almost creamier. I'll swatch it right here, and look, this has more pigment, it's more intense, and I haven't played with this yet. I'm really excited to play with it because that color is absolutely stunning. And even the other colors, they swatched well, they looked really pretty, and overall this seemed creamier than the other ones. A lot of people complain of the Tom Ford like toppers that they get that hard pan in it, and they do. Like, I'll show you my golden mink, which it used to be like my go-to. This is it right here. This is my first ever Tom Ford quad, and see, there's like slight hard pan, but I can still pick up the product just fine. See right there, like I can pick up the product just fine. Although you have that like slightly hard pan, you can stick your finger in there and it's gonna work. And this is supposed to be just, softer, more lighter colors, but I use these a lot and this has been so loved. I've really cherished this quad and it's just more everyday friendly. But I personally love those toppers because I think they are kind of unique, and even though you get supposedly the hard pan, I think you can still pick up the color or the product just the same as first day. But this one seems to have just a slightly different formula, slightly creamier and more pigmented rather than a topper. But I haven't played with this one yet, but it looks absolutely stunning, and I don't think I've ever seen it like just at a Tom Ford counter, or I didn't look for it. Okay, next one is Body Heat, and this one I've wanted for a while. You guys have suggested to me, like after I talked about the honeymoon, they're like, you need the Body Heat one, and this is it right here. I found it again. I think this was $22. Absolutely crazy. And this has the wet to dry formula. And also the last one, Pretty Baby, was also $22. I've worn this I think once, but I did it really fast, so I don't remember what I thought about it. I didn't get to wet it because we were in a hurry, but it looks absolutely stunning. This color right here looks like something I would absolutely love. Even this one, oh, look how pigmented and creamy these are. I am so excited to play with it more, and this is not wet. So yes, I think this will become a favorite for sure. Just those colors, those tones. I think you can probably create some really beautiful smoky looks, but still elegant. That's the thing with Tom Ford. I think he has a very elegant colors, even though they can be a little punchier. The look you end up with, it's still elegant. So yeah, that was very exciting that I saw that one. And the last one, it's the one I'm actually wearing on my eyes right now, is Disco Dust. And I remember when I bought the Golden Mink years ago, this was right up there. I wasn't sure which one I wanted. Should I get the Disco Dust or the other one, the Golden Mink? And I went for the Golden Mink just because warm tones are my thing. But lately I've been loving these pinks, this beautiful topper. Oh, look at that. It's what I have on my eyes. I put it sparingly, but I'll add just a little bit more so you guys can see. Oh, I think it is so beautiful. And this is all I have on my eyes. Like, I used all these colors. And this, so far, out of all the ones that I've really tried, it's my favorite. I really like this color right here. It is so beautiful. The dark color blends in really well, and the topper is gorgeous. Really excited about this one as well. I'm just excited about all of them. And this I also paid $22, which is just incredible. This palette to me seems a very well thought out because you have a good crease, you have a topper, you have one that you can blend out or set your concealer or you know, the primer, and you have one to smoke it out as a liner. Just overall, I don't think you're going to want to reach for another palette to pair with this one. I think this is really good just by itself. So those are the quads that I've picked up. And then there's one more thing that I picked up that I kind of thought about it for a bit, and I ended up deciding to pick it up just because it was such a good deal. And that is this Tom Ford Santal blush. Now, I've kind of smelled this multiple times, and it's just the price tag was so expensive for this. It was, I think it's close to $300 after taxes here, and you only get 50 ml, and this is the Tom Ford, the higher like quality perfume. And the smell, I think it's the smell that so far I've kind of been like, I don't want to spend that much money on this scent. This scent to me smells like very clean, a little soapy, but warm. So it didn't seem sophisticated enough for me to spend that kind of money on. But when I saw it, I think I ended up paying about $120 for this one. I thought for that price, it's worth it. So I sprayed this on and kind of walked around, and initially I was like, okay, like this is a little bit soapy, too soapy. But as this dries out or dries down, it really becomes a warmer, just very simple, but inviting, a little sophisticated, not too much. It has sandalwood. I even smelled a little amber in there. I think it has white musk, if I'm not mistaken. And so I enjoyed it so much more once it dried down. On initial application, I thought it was just a little bit much, a little bit too soapy. That's the way I could describe it. But as it dries down, it becomes much more pleasant and something that I really enjoy. Now, I personally am not the biggest fan of Tom Ford perfumes. I know there's a huge following, but for me, they're just not special enough or unique enough. They're very potent, very strong. You know if somebody's wearing Tom Ford if they have this on. I know the vanilla tobacco, I think, is very popular. I've had that one. It was just okay. I had the Effing Fabulous, which I actually returned because I really didn't love it. And out of all of those, this I think I'm going to enjoy the most because it's just a little softer. It's not quite in your face. And then the next morning after wearing this, I woke up and like my hair smelled really good. I could still have that scent. Like I could still smell it, but it wasn't intoxicating and just too much. I also own the ombre leather, which I absolutely love. My husband actually wears that a lot. And I had the orchid, the noir, the dark one, which I enjoyed that one as well. I actually enjoyed that one quite a lot. But this one seemed more just easy to wear daily. It's not super nighttime perfume like the what was it called? Orchid? The black orchid? The NAR one. I bet you guys know which one I'm talking about. But it's not light where you can't smell it. It's just a clean, warm scent. Another thing that I was kind of worried about is the packaging. This is the old packaging, but this is what made me want to buy this one because I don't like the new packaging. It's just all black, and this has like the see-through. I mean, this looks to me very elegant. And I was afraid of it going bad. Perfumes definitely go bad if they're too old or they sat in the sun. They definitely get that alcoholic scent. So I was kind of worried about that this may be, it's kind of old, but it's not. It's perfect. This one definitely is in perfect condition. It was in a box. And it doesn't have the alcoholic scent whatsoever. And that is all I bought. They did give me 2 products for free. This is the Estee Lauder Revitalizing Supreme Plus. This is the cream, and again, I took it out of the box, but I love this. I tried it a few times, and it gave me such a moisturizing feel. It's almost like a gel. It's a very moisturizing product, but it sinks in nice. It doesn't get sticky at all, and it has that gel-ish feel. Really loving that. I haven't been into Estee Lauder skincare. I think because my mom used to wear Estee Lauder, and I associate that with like that generation, and I just never really got into Estee Lauder skincare, but this is wonderful. And that was for free. And then they also gave me this Mega Mushroom from the Origins. This is a soothing treatment lotion. I have no idea what this is. I think it's like a toner. I haven't tried it yet. But this is how it looks like. And I'm going to read into this because to me, I think it's like a toner, a moisturizing toner, or a hydrates, reduces redness, restore resilience. I don't know. But yeah, that is all that I got from Cosmetic Co store. So my thoughts overall, I think this is a great place to go if you want some makeup that isn't specific. If you want this one quad from Tom Ford, which is one that I was hoping I would get, is the Nude Dip. I probably would still buy that one on a Sephora sale because I really want to try it, but they didn't have that. So if you're like looking into this to get a specific product, you may be disappointed, or you may get lucky and find it there. But I was not expecting to find like the perfume that I've kind of been looking at for a while, or the Bobbi Brown foundation. So I definitely had quite a lot of good surprises, and some things that I was like, oh, maybe I should pick that up. So overall, I think it's a great place to go. I had a great experience. They had quite a lot of products, and they had a lot of Clinique as well. So I used their Take the Day Off balm. They had that there for like 50% off. And they had some Tom Ford lipsticks, just a lot of different products that if you need some makeup, that may be a good place to go. But if you're very specific with what you want, that may not be the best bet. So that is everything for today. I would love to hear your thoughts, your inputs. Do you have Cosmetic Co company around you? Have you shopped there? Were you disappointed or excited like I was? Leave me all your thoughts down below, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.